Hi, I'm Frank from Seam. Today, I'll be demoing our Thermostat API that lets you control thermostats from brands like Nest, Ecobee, Honeywell, and more. It's a standardized API that lets you set operating modes, adjust temperatures, configure schedules, and receive timely alerts. Integrating Seam's Thermostat API saves your team from building dozens of separate thermostat integrations and makes your product compatible with the thermostats your customers use today. For this demo, we'll be controlling this Ecobee thermostat. We'll start by connecting the device to our Seam workspace. Next, we'll issue API calls to retrieve the device and adjust its operating mode. Let's get started. Okay, so first, I'll go to the Seam console and connect a thermostat. I'll click here on Add Device, then select Ecobee, and enter my credential. Now, I'll wait for the authorization. Okay, and our device is now connected. Now, normally, this connection flow is performed directly inside of your product using our embeddable connect flow. So now I'll pull up a small interactive code sample. To start, we'll just retrieve this thermostat through the Seam API and inspect it. First, we'll import Seam and initialize it using our API key. Next, we'll use the device ID from the console to get the device here, and we'll log it. Okay, we can see our thermostat and some basic information, including the current temperature and operating mode. Next, I'll show you how to issue commands to set the thermostat's temperature. Okay, so it's a little warm. We'll turn on the air conditioning and set the temperature to 20 degrees Celsius. First, we check the capability flag to make sure that this thermostat supports cooling. Next, we issue the command. Let's run this, and okay. Perfect, it's in cooling mode. Next, let's talk about climate presets. Climate presets are a set of operating conditions you can define for the thermostat. For example, an occupied preset would ensure the temperature is set to a comfortable level. Meanwhile, a vacation preset would set it to a range that minimizes energy use while the house is empty. The Seam API lets you both create climate presets as well as schedule them. Let's see how. So first, when we get our thermostat, we can see that it already has a couple of climate presets defined. Now let's say you're managing your rental property, and we want to activate the occupied preset at a specific time and turn it off later when it's no longer needed. To do so, we create a schedule as follows. First, we pass our device ID, then our climate preset name, and lastly, our start and end time. Now once issued, Seam will ensure that this climate preset activates at the defined schedule start time and is turned off at the end time. Lastly, we're going to see how to configure temperature thresholds to generate alerts whenever a thermostat reports a temperature higher or lower than expected. Now this is super straightforward. All we have to do is set an upper and lower limit. And then going forward, Seam will issue a webhook event whenever the upper or lower limit thresholds are crossed. Awesome. And that's it. All the features you've seen here are available today. To get started, you can either sign up for free on our website, or you can contact our implementation and sales team for a quick demo. We can't wait to see what you build. I'll see you next time.